Once upon a time, in a small village in Southeast Asia, there lived a Buddhist monk named Thich Nhat. He was known throughout the region for his wisdom, compassion, and peacefulness. Despite the turmoil and chaos that surrounded him, he always maintained a calm and serene demeanor. One day, the village was struck by a terrible storm that caused widespread destruction and devastation. The homes and crops of the villagers were destroyed, and many lost their loved ones. Amidst the chaos, Thich Nhat was approached by a distraught young man who had lost everything in the storm. The young man was filled with despair and hopelessness and sought guidance from the wise monk. Thich Nhat sat with the young man and listened to his story, feeling deeply for his pain and loss. After a while, he began to speak. "My dear friend," he said, "I understand the depth of your suffering. I have seen many such storms in my lifetime, and each time they bring great pain and destruction. But I have also seen that after every storm, the sun shines brighter, and the land becomes fertile again." The young man looked at Thich Nhat skeptically, wondering how he could find hope in such a bleak situation. The monk continued, "In Buddhist teachings, we believe that everything is impermanent. Nothing lasts forever. Whether it is joy or sorrow, pain or pleasure. Therefore, we should not cling to any particular state, but instead learn to accept whatever comes our way with equanimity." The young man nodded, but still seemed unconvinced. Thich Nhat then shared a story about the Buddha himself, who faced many difficult situations in his life, but always found a way to maintain his inner peace and clarity. One time, the Buddha was approached by a woman who had just lost her child. She was beside herself with grief and despair, and begged the Buddha to bring her child back to life. The Buddha listened to her with compassion, but then asked her to bring him a mustard seed from a home where no one had ever lost a loved one. The young man listened intently as Thich Nhat continued the story. The woman went from home to home, searching for the mustard seed, but she could not find one. She realized that everyone had experienced loss, and that suffering is a universal human experience. She returned to the Buddha and was comforted by his teachings, realizing that she was not alone in her pain. The young man was moved by the story and began to see that there was hope in the darkest moments. Thich Nhat reminded him that although he had lost much, he still had his inner strength and resilience. "Remember," he said, "that storms come and go, but your spirit is indestructible. If you can cultivate a peaceful mind and a compassionate heart, you will find that hope and happiness are always within reach, even in the darkest of times." The young man left Thich Nhat's side, feeling lighter and more hopeful than he had in days. He realized that although he had lost much, he still had his own inner light, which could guide him through the darkness. He resolved to follow the teachings of the wise monk and to find peace and hope in every moment, no matter how challenging.